Hello, my people. Welcome back to Daily Mind Shifts. My name is Michael Ojola from Mindset Transformation Africa, and today we will talk about an overlooked power in our pursuit of discipline, right? The profound impact of our surroundings. The profound impact of our surroundings. Let me anchor this week's episode on this statement. Thoughtful surroundings reduce resistance, making disciplined behavior the default response. Thoughtful surroundings reduce resistance, making disciplined behavior the default response. We often think of discipline as an internal struggle, a battle of willpower, but I want to suggest to you today that your environment is the silent architect of your behavior. It is the stage upon which your life is performed. And if the stage is poorly designed, even the best actor will struggle to give a great performance. Have you ever blamed a lack of willpower or grit for failing to stick to a new habit? You tell yourself to try harder. You wake up with the best intentions, but by the end of the day, you've slipped back into old patterns. You feel like you failed, like you are just not disciplined enough. But what if the culprit is not your character, but your environment? See, fighting a hostile stage with sheer willpower is the willpower trap. It's an exhausting battle against external cues nudging you in the opposite direction. It is like trying to swim upstream. You might make some progress for a while, but eventually the current will wear you down. See, we overestimate our conscious mind and underestimate our surroundings. Using willpower against a hostile environment is a losing battle, because willpower is a finite resource. All right, it is like a battery that drains throughout the day. It's like a battery that drains throughout the day. Imagine trying to eat healthy with junk food sitting right there on the counter, or trying to focus on a deep task while notifications are constantly buzzing on your phone. It is not a fair fight. Your brain, being an efficiency expert, always moves towards the path of least resistance. If the easiest thing to do is the thing you are trying to avoid, you are setting yourself up for a failure. So that is why today's Mind Shift is offering you a liberating truth. Thoughtful surroundings reduce resistance, and it helps make disciplined behavior the default response. You don't need more grit, you need a better stage. Design your surroundings and you design your success. See, when you design your surroundings and you design your success, becoming the architect of your behavior eventually comes to pass. This is about shifting from a reactive life to a proactive one. It is about recognizing that you have the power to shape the world around you, so that in turn, it shapes you into the person you want to be. See, you need to understand the psychology of friction. Your environment nudges you through what behavioral scientists call choice architecture. Every object and arrangement in your space either adds friction to desired behaviors or removes it. Friction is anything that makes a task harder or more time consuming. Think about it. Are your running shoes by the door ready to go? That is low friction. Are they buried in the back of a cluttered closet? That is high friction. Is your phone sitting right next to you on the desk? That is a low friction for distraction. Is it in another room? That is a high friction for distraction. See, the brain loves the path of least resistance. Make things easy for your brain to do. It is a survival mechanism designed to conserve energy. To make discipline your default, you must consciously design your environment to reduce friction for good habits and increase friction for bad habits. This is not laziness. It is leveraging your natural tendencies, playing to your strength. It is about being smarter than your impulses. Your surroundings are either an obstacle you have to overcome, or an engine that drives you forward. See, when you remove the obstacles and tune the engine, your progress becomes much more effortless. Your environment is a silent partner. thoughtfully arranged space shifts you from the constant internal struggle of I should do this to the simple observation that it's right here. A book on the nightstand, healthy snacks visible and prepped in the fridge, workout clothes laid out the night before. These small changes remove they remove the need for willpower in the moment. Discipline becomes the default, not an exhausting decision you have to make over and over and over again. Imagine the mental energy you save when your environment is supporting your best self rather than constantly tempting your weaker self. How do we now become the architect of our behaviors, you ask? How do we practically redesign our world? Let me give you these frameworks. I call it environmental audit framework. The first thing is the visual cue, what you see. Make tools for your desired behavior visible and impossible to ignore. If you want to practice guitar, leave it on a stand in the middle of the room, not tucked away in a case. If you want to drink more water, keep a full bottle on your desk at all times. If you want to meditate, have your cushion ready in the quiet corner. The principle is simple. Out of sight is out of mind. In plain sight, in your mind. Your environment should be a constant, gentle reminder of your goals, nudging you toward the most convenient and beneficial choice. People say, Mike, you read a lot. It's because I surround myself with books. I make it easy for me to pick a book and read. Everywhere is books. And number 2 is the friction flip. This is where you strategically add steps to distractions and remove them from productive work. You want to stop mindlessly scrolling on social media, then delete the apps from your phone. So you have to use a computer and log in every time. That is adding friction to a behavior. You want to avoid unhealthy snacks? Don't keep them in the house, or at the very least, put them on a very high, hard to reach shelf. You want to write more? Then turn off the internet and put your phone in another room. Every extra step you add to a bad habit increases your chance of success. You are literally redesigning the path of least resistance to lead exactly where you want to go. And step number 3 is what I call the sanctuary shift. Dedicate specific spaces for specific behaviors. This is about creating mental associations. Your bedroom should be a sanctuary for sleep, not a second office. Your desk should be a sanctuary for focus, not a place to eat and watch videos. When you assign a clear, singular purpose to a space, your brain automatically begins to associate that environment with the intended behavior. And when you enter your work sanctuary, it puts you in a productive mindset before you even start. And that significantly reduces the mental effort that is required to get into the flow. All I'm saying is, it's about creating intentionality within the spaces that you inhabit every single day. So the question is, how can you do this? How can you infuse this? How can you start this? Look around you. Create an environment that works for you, not traps you. See, this transformational shift leads to becoming the architect of your day. You move from being a victim of circumstance to becoming the designer of your destiny. A supportive environment brings a profound sense of peace because you're no longer in a constant state of internal conflict. You are no longer battling your own impulses at every turn. So stop fighting your environment and let it fight for you. This is true freedom. The freedom that comes from aligning your external world with your deepest internal aspirations. Your space becomes a partner in your evolution, a reflection of your commitment to growth. Think about the areas of your life where you've been struggling. Is it your health, your work, your relationships? Look at the physical and digital spaces where those struggles happen. What is the environment telling you to do? If you want to be a writer, does your room look like a writer's room? If you want to be an athlete, does your home support that identity? You have the power to change the narrative by changing the setting. Thank you for sharing this space with me today, all right? I want you to embrace this truth. Your environment is not neutral. It is either pulling you towards your goal or pushing you away from them. So take control today. Audit your surrounding using the visual cue, the friction flip, and the sanctuary shift. Design